shows Donald Trump, walking up the steps, and that one video last night. And so the Church of Laszlo, this show, they were discussing, without trying to get political about it, blah 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 blah, because they're a syndicated show and they really don't do that. But it's like, this guy survived COVID, and he was saying that it's not that big of a deal. So I look at it one of two ways. He's trying to, showcase, put up a front that, he's fine, but you can see the fact that he was struggling to breathe. Or he just walked up, 30, 40 steps after just getting out of, the hospital. And it's like, why did you choose to do that?
Why would you do that? Stay in the hospital.
You just stay in the hospital, man. Like, it's okay.
You know what's going to make me look superior to all Americans? Me looking like I'm gasping for breath, about to pass out, all sweaty, all just his eyes, like you could just see fear in his eyes, just like, am I about to pass out?
Yeah, I can't even tell like what that steroid was that they put him on.
Dexamethasone.
Okay, what is it? One more time.
Dexamethasone.
Dexamethasone. So that is an experimental drug, correct?
Sort of, but it's given to COVID patients, but only for the really bad ones, or the more serious cases. But also, it's a immunosuppressant. So if you give it at the wrong time or unnecessarily, it's going to hurt you. So
right.
Either A, they were hurting the president by doing this, and he should be in the hospital, or B, he has a severe case and they give it to him, and he should be in the hospital.
Yep. I mean, like, and that's what makes sense to me. I mean, I really don't understand why it is that, he tried to push through this. They said that his blood oxygen dropped twice. And then like the next day he was saying he was going to be released by 6 p.m. the following day. That bothered me a little bit. And I also said this too, when it came to
Dr. Spachiman.
What's that?
Dr. Spachiman.
What?
You watched 30 Rock, right?
Oh no, I don't. I mean, like I did, but I don't remember much about it.
Dustin would have gotten that, but Dustin's not here.
Dustin is running a little bit late at the moment right now, but he's going to be on here shortly. And
well, that joke
he's not going to miss out. No, what was I saying? What were we talking about?
The president. He's dying.
No, he's not. That's what. Yes, but speaking on that, there was a big argument that happened on social media whenever he contracted COVID. You had some people that were like, the irony. Oh my God. You had some that were saying, well, serves him right, to practically, suffer and die from said things right now. And so that, and I saw, you didn't say anything like that. No, but I saw some of that too. And I was like, that's too far, because the one thing is you don't want to wish death on a guy that, as much as you may disagree with his policies or his lack of leadership or lack of direction for this country, he doesn't deserve death. Okay. That's not what we're going to do. He's also going to get top medical care. The thing is that he's in his 70s and he is one of the prime individuals that could really, what's that?
Obese.
Yeah, with obesity as well. Like you could be laden with other health issues. And this is where the argument becomes about the 200,000 people that have actually died, with complications due to COVID. Because they said, well, go ahead.
Well, no, it's the difference between, that person who works out and eats right and takes their vitamins and they get cancer and end up, it gets serious and they lose their health or worse. And you say that, that's tragic. It's the difference between that and then like someone getting into a car wreck and like, oh my God, like that's so sad. What happened? Oh, well, he was drinking. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And you're like,
well, that makes sense.
Of course. You don't get sympathy. You're supposed to put your seatbelt on. You shouldn't get drunk and drop and get behind a wheel. But you did that, and that's what Trump did. He got drunk and didn't put the seatbelt on and got behind the wheel. That's what it is to me. I don't have any. I have zero sympathy for him. Absolutely zero. I don't want the president of the United States, not just Trump, no matter who it would be. I don't want him incapacitated because that's a dangerous, dangerous thing. But as far as Trump himself, like, no, you deserve every bit of this. You deserve everything you feel.
And there was the thing is I hope that he would have a speedy recovery. I want this, I want him to finish out his campaign. You might have your October surprise with that bipartisan investigation over the Obama administration when it came to the Russia investigation, the meddling that had actually happened. I was just reading it on NBC News about how it was poorly handled leading up to the election in November.
So I'm not up to date with it. So is it basically the president saying, hey, I think that candidate is having help from a hostile foreign nation. Let's look into that. And them being like, he spied on me.
No, it was actually, I believe, I forgot the investigator's name that concluded it. It had more to do with certain documents that were released to be reviewed, basically, because the meddling really started becoming quite alarming, middle of 2016. And then towards the end, Obama was very aware, but kept it more secret. He said that he had his doubts and he had his questions. Well, then you found out that the Obama administration really was very well aware of what was going on. Now, that was already pretty much known. And Obama had said that he didn't want to interfere with the election, by trying to dissuade if there was actually going to be a winner. I think that was a mistake because it's still a threat to the validity of the election, regardless of, obviously most people would be like, oh, you just want Hillary to win. That's why you're saying that this election's rigged. Right. But it's like, it's about the information. I have to read a little bit deeper on it. And I think that's something that we might talk about next week. I think this is the, oh yeah. And I think this is the October surprise that they're trying to release right now. And it has to do with Obama and Biden and about the information, the actual detail of what they knew, when they knew it, and what they hid going into this election. Now, that also means, because it's going to get skewed in every different way possible, people are already saying that, Russia tried to help Hillary win the election. No, that is not what it's saying at all. You already took it like, oh, the Obama administration knew more about it. That means Russia tried to help Hillary. No, it means the Obama administration knew about it and tried to keep it a secret. And he worked alone on it, but it should have been public information of what was going on.
Basically, whatever you want to hear. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's no other way to really describe that. This is going to be episode number 120 of the Thanks for Nothing podcast. And we are going to say thanks for nothing to bipartisan deals for the sake of the American people. So, above me right now, I do have the wonderful Mason Blakely. The ghost of Dustin is in this room right now.
Can you imagine if Bree killed Dustin just now? Like this podcast will go down in history.
Seriously. He said 20 minutes ago, hey, I just pulled up. I'm going to be on here just momentarily. Is he taking a shower and eating too? I don't know. What's happening, but it's like, we're just sitting here. Or he could be like in the waiting room right now, waiting for me to actually admit him in. That actually would be hilarious.
That would be really sad, and I would not forgive you. He's actually typing up on a typewriter all the things he's thinking about saying.
He's not in the group yet, but he will be. He'll be on here momentarily to give some opinions. This episode of Thanks for Nothing is kind of more of an open forum live discussion. I want this to be as civil as possible, also pretty direct with some opinions in regards to 28 days left until the 2020 election.
Only 28?
What's that?
Only 28?
Only 28 days. I think we might be at 27 now, right? Nope, 28. Still at 28 days. So we're going to discuss, what's going to be happening here in the next month. Also, where our main points of conversation is going to be what happened today in regards to Trump's health and also the squashing of the stimulus bill that many economists believe needed to be passed to help with a lot of federal programs, including schools, law enforcement, and state funding as well. Plus, we're still at an 8% unemployment rate as a country right now, trying to get out of this pandemic. But before we get into that, Mason, what are you drinking this evening?
I don't know. It's gluten free.
Oh, Daria? Is that like the yes, dude. Wasn't she a character on Beavis and Butthead?
Mm.
I thought she was. I always thought she was.
No. I think pre King of the Hill version of Hank Hill, like just a general like rough draft of Hank Hill, but he was older.
Yes,
that was Beavis and Butthead.
I knew that, and it was also played. That specific character was also played by Mike Judge as well.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I remember I binged Daria whenever it came out on Hulu.
Daria.
Like, oh, it's amazing. But a lot of it was kind of the same after, like, I think because there was only 3-4 seasons of Daria. Yeah, and like towards the end, it just kind of like all ran together, and I was like, no, but that was a very, very smart show. I'm actually watching King of the Hill.
I have something ironic to say. Whatever, Daria, just say it. Hey, Daria, I can't stand to talk to you. 3 seasons.
3 seasons. That's all it was. Yeah,
you'll love it.
This is gonna be an open forum conversation. You guys are more than welcome to call in as well to our hotline. It's 682-224-6644. That is going to be directly into this studio. Also, you guys can follow us at the T4N podcast on Facebook. If you're watching us live right now, that's what you are seeing is our Facebook page. Also, you can follow us at the T4N podcast on YouTube. We're streaming live there as well. I, for one, am drinking my famous wine, which I'm actually almost out of. I didn't think we were doing this tonight, so I got a Bud Light Platinum in backup once this is all said and done. So, okay, so Trump contracts COVID Friday. Was it Friday? I believe Thursday or Friday of last week.
It's actually, here's something troubling, and this is, I don't care about Trump's health. I don't, like I said before, I don't want the president of the United States to be dead or incapacitated, or any human being for that matter. But someone like Trump, I'm just like, you brought this upon yourself, and come what may, sorry about you. But here's the troubling thing that people don't seem to realize, and it's singular. It's not like every single case, but the death of Herman Cain, right? So Herman Cain went to that Trump rally on June 24th.
Yes.
And he tested positive for COVID July 2nd. Then like July 5th, July 10th, around that time, doctors say I'm doing great, gets released from the hospital like 7 days later. He died July 30th. That was 28 days. So that if that were to happen to Trump, he would die. I think that would put the date like October 30th.
If that were, if you were using that kind of model, which I'm not trying to predict or project when that's going to happen. I really do hope.
No, but they're the same, roughly the same age, and Trump's not, as far as we know. Trump's. Oh, hello there.
There he is.
Trump's.
Dustin joining us right now as well. Hello.
Thank you. Trump's being lackadaisical about this, and then
Oh, there we are.
Covered. You good?
No, I was muted. I was just saying, I'm sorry I'm so late. I was held back.
In grade school. I know. It's okay.
Yeah, you haven't graduated the 2nd grade yet, but it's okay. We're going to support you.
You're going to
You're reading so good.
I would say we're basically right now, Dustin, we're already live. We're going. We're just discussing the timetable between Herman Cain and Donald Trump. Before we get a little bit further into that, I don't think enough time has passed. It's a virus that has not really gone through everything that it's going to do to Trump yet.
Well, and to be fair, it's a virus that could be nothing.
But that's
we brought this up earlier. That breathing of his on the White House patio, when he took his mask off, and you could tell visibly that he was almost
struggling,
like choking. Yeah, and so he's on steroids right now. Like and you can't be on steroids forever. So, this.
Oh
is
no, he can be. He's the president of the United States.
This is him on a good day choking for air like that. At this, so what's going on at the
okay,
White House?
so
What's going on at the White House?
I want to temper that enthusiasm just a little bit. Man, trust me, I am on the same page. I promise. However, what it looks is likely will happen. I would not be one bit surprised to harken back, like you were saying, Mike, whenever I first joined in, that he follows a very similar trajectory that Herman Cain did. And, 2 weeks in, and Herman Cain was feeling fine. He was feeling strong. He was feeling good. And then 3 weeks in,
later, he's dead.
Yeah. 3 weeks in, he's not feeling great. 4 weeks in, yeah, he feels fine. And then 6 weeks later, gone. Like,
enough time hasn't passed, and
this. A lot of the right wing wants to
disregard.
Disregard. They want to throw up the statistics that it's less deadly than the flu or whatever the hell they want to throw up.
A 0.13 death rate for people over the age.
Oh man, who gives a shit about all that 0.13 people? Like,
yeah, it's still over 200,000.
Yeah, even if it is just 0.13, which we're way ahead of the curve, so maybe we'll catch up and have less deaths and more births that'll even it out, I guess. But
what's more wild than that is that the CDC has already said that they believe about what they predict is 1 billion people on the planet were infected.
Have we not already passed that?
No, but
I thought I remember reading something about that. There was that we've already crossed that threshold.
Well, what I read recently was we're at a point of 1 in 7 or 1 in 8 worldwide. Has contracted this, and that's something
that's worse than what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, like 1 billion people in the world. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, like that's a pandemic. Like that's a global pandemic, and somehow, as the leader, one of the leaders of the world, you want to downplay this and then make this a polarizing argument, and that's playing with people's lives. Just like this. Go ahead.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Just like the stimulus, like you're playing with people's livelihoods whenever you're doing that, and you're trying to make this
but wait,
tennis match.
You don't need the stimulus until after I've been elected.
Oh yeah, that's quid pro quo for you right there. It's classic. That's all it is.
Once I've been elected, we're gonna do everything that the Democrats are talking about doing.
But let me win.
We haven't done it at all for the last 4 years.
It's a wild strategy. But let me get to the comments.
What was Mason saying? I'm so sorry.
Well, no, go to the comments. Yeah, I want to hear it.
So right now, it's just Brittany that's commented. She said what really irritated her was leaving the hospital, getting in the motorcade to wave to the people.
Yeah, and see the thing with that, like not just possibly infecting Secret Service people, but also like I was saying kind of before, like you don't want an incapacitated president, no matter who's president. No matter what, that's just so advantageous.
Because that throws the entire structure up into
harm. And so exactly, and so the fact that when this became a pandemic, that you knowing your role as president of the United States, you don't want to cause panic, whatever he said, but you know that if you went down to whatever happened, you would put America at a very disadvantage, very much so. And so knowingly not doing any precautions in the White House in any event is just not just reckless for your own health, but for the sole health of the nation. And so when you have it to where, yes, you are in the hospital, if you just shut your mouth and you put on a mask and you say, you know what, the doctors are doing great, I appreciate them. That's all you had to say. But when you start getting into that stupid, that airtight vehicle with two people who aren't infected, that now have to quarantine for 14 days is not. You're not.
Hey,
it just
tell you
shows
what.
that you don't give a shit about any human life
Yeah.
aside from your own.
I'll tell you what. There are more Secret Service agents that will fill in those gaps. I might have endangered these guys, but these other guys will fill up. Well, they'll step up and fill in the position. It's not a big deal.
So I'm going to repeat. Let me repeat this next part right here because this is what gets really annoying. We're talking about actual facts of things that have happened. There's a call we got coming in right now. Hold on one second.
Oh, let's take a call. Why not?
Thanks for nothing. You're online right now.
After she called me a stupid bitch, hell yeah, I cursed her the fuck out. Yo, y'all some nasty, rude ass. Y'all some rude ass people. I got an attitude. Go and suck some cock. Go and suck her father's cock. You fucking bitch. Fuck all of y'all. How about that? Yes, I'm gonna really spread it for your daddy, you asshole, you faggot.
I don't know what the hell is happening.
Just like her.
It's pretty hard. Some hard stuff right there. Okay, so I want to go ahead and I want to finish this off with one thing. So
wait, can we just?
I don't know. I you can only hear about. I'm gonna rewind that, and I want to kind of hear everything that just got said.
Is there a chance that we can just talk about that for a second? Like,
no, cigarette.
There's another call that's trying to come in right now.
It's probably the same person. Let's let them do it.
You want them to actually come in? Right.
Yes.
You're online.
Hi guys, very hairy around my penis and my balls. Chronic masturbator. Love to jerk off. I take my own cum. Love to kiss, suck, fuck, jerk off, eat ass, 6 to 9. We get off together.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thanks, dude. Like, yeah, that's way more constructive than the last person.
That's someone who knows how to treat someone right.
No, you know what it is? It's all anger. All right, that's fine. That can happen as much as possible. I do want to get this point across, though. I was trying to say.
Please do.
I was trying to say.
You're trying to say you drink your own cum.
We do have. I did.
No, that was what the first caller was saying.
We like to guzzle cum on this show.
Thanks for guzzling cum.
Thanks for something.
Sanisha had said, and I wanted to kind of say this. He said that we need a friend who is not a far leftist like the three of you, so you can have a different perspective. It's easy to agree when all of you think the same. Now, I can keep answering phone calls right now. We got another one calling in.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Why the hell not, man?
Just to hear. You're live.
Do you want me to help you, Daddy? I do. I like playing with grown men's cock, sir. I like being a good little faggot for a man like you, sir.
Oh, please. Actually, it's been a minute since
I'm masturbating my boy cock too, Daddy. I like getting off with older men. Oh, I do, sir. I like that. I like playing with a grown man's cock. Oh,
dude, so much. It's so sexually aggressive.
Am I the only one that's so hard right now?
So, basically,
I'll tell you what. I'm having a hard time figuring out what's going on. Do you get it? Do you get it?
So, but to answer what Sanisha was saying, how we need to have somebody because it's easy for the three of us to agree. That's why I put this number out here because I want this to be an open forum with actual opinions, not
or the comments.
Yeah. So always, go ahead, respond to us right here in the Facebook comments. You can call in actually.
Yeah, sure, call in. Who cares?
I'll go through the sexually frustrated people and then get to you guys right after. But you know what? Just keep calling in. I'm sure that we can enjoy this. Anyways,
you've gone a little.
We're gonna enjoy something. I don't know that we'll enjoy it as much as the last caller, but we'll enjoy something.
You guys want to take this fourth one?
Yes, let's see what happens. Why the hell not?
Last one.
You got.
What's up, D-Throw? How many gallons of man babies you swallowed today? You must be gargling something, huh? How old are you, boy? You must be smoking crystal meth and shit. What you need, that hook up or something? I like sluts. I'm from the hood. I like 50-year-old girls. I've never dated a girl younger than me even when I was 15, so blow yourself. You like little boy? Is your uncle your father? Your daddy touch you? You need a daddy in your life? You need a daddy in your life? That's what you boys, you ain't got no time?
There we go. Damn, dude. That's actually like the most consistent I've heard somebody speak.
Was that Eminem?
No, that's redneck Eminem. That's what that was.
Oh,
that's good.
So it was
He got a little bit of your balls are about to fall off.
machine
Your
Now-
balls, watch out for your balls.
So
Like that's
we're going to go ahead and shut down the lines for today.
Okay,
I
good.
really would like the conversation to kind of stick.
Hey, you know what, Mike? Honestly, let's do a little bit of live show discussion here.
Exactly.
So that way, you know, the people listening can get an idea of what goes on behind the scenes. Anyway, maybe we could make like a weekly specific call in at this time deal.
Well, that and also, you know, we need to get a second call screener in. Sanisha,
Yeah.
Like paying somebody to, hello, this is thanks for nothing. How are you?
Exactly. No.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
No, but so getting back here on Sanisha, I want you to give us your opinion. We were just talking about what's going on with Trump. He's 2 days removed from the hospital. There's a lot that's going on.
Oh no,
that.
he's
Give
still in
us
the
your opinion
hospital.
right
They
now
just
in the
transferred to
comment
the White House.
Right. And so what I want right now is your opinion, you know, comment on what's going on. We're 28 days away, like I was saying before, from this next election. Another topic that I want to hit while we're going on about that. Brittany just said, the moment you start talking about Trump, we're just a bunch of cum guzzlers here. Absolutely. That's right. So
that's why we have to stick to the middle, man. Don't talk about don't question my motives. Just stick to the middle.
Yeah, just talk about the real stuff. So Sanisha just said, I've never been more conflicted on who to vote for. I think they're both terrible for America.
You know what? Who was that again? What was the name?
His name is Sanisha.
Sanisha, man, I feel for you. I feel for you so bad. I do too. Joe Biden feels like the great compromise because, I mean, in this day and age, the GOP is kind of just the right wing, and then the Democrats are kind of everyone else. And as much as I wanted Bernie Sanders to be the guy, or even I would say I would have compromised for Warren. Not the point. In order for the progressive agenda to move forward, you have to have that moderate hand. You have to have that conservative hand that's on the rudder, so to speak.
You should ask yourself what you want exactly, because the thing is with
goddamn right.
Yes, exactly. Like if you want that more progressive, if that's what he wants, because I don't know what their political beliefs are. So if you're going with Biden, you have to realize that yes, he is a moderate sort of you could call it a compromise, but you know we talked about it.
It is a compromise as far as where the Democratic Party wanted to land.
Right.
Half of them wanted to land in more of the progressive side of all of this other good stuff, free medicine, free healthcare, free whatever. And then Biden is sitting there, not just Biden, but Hillary did it in 2016 too. I'm not just putting this on Biden.
You're right.
This is the Democratic Party in general.
The thing is, like I was saying, Biden got it to where Bernie can have his delegates and he can have his say.
And that's a great thing. I'm not saying anything negative. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that even 4 years ago, when Hillary was the candidate, now she wasn't nearly as accepting, I should say, as Biden has been. Biden's been about come to me and I'll be your candidate. I don't care. Hillary was very much of, Hillary.
Yeah. And
that's and what happened. So
what you believe in. So yeah.
So Brittany actually just said right now, this country ain't ready for a woman president.
Really, Brittany?
Think about what.
Really, Brittany?
think about what she's saying. Think about what she's saying. That this country almost avoids it like the plague when it comes to actually having a woman president. It's almost like a timetable kind of thing.
I don't think that there's... How many other major nations have already had females that were the number one spot?
Of course, but I'm talking about this country. So the thing,
what is the difference between this country and every one of those others?
We haven't elected one yet. That's the thing. And so
Why?
what you feel,
Why?
Because it's almost like
their periods happen and we can't trust them whenever they have their periods because they're going to go off the rails whenever they're just emotional.
So that basically what I'm trying to say is that she's talking about what the heartbeat of the nation is saying. And what the heartbeat of the nation is saying is that it's not ready for a woman president.
I disagree with that entirely, though.
Oh, I think that's what you're saying.
No, I think she's right in that the country was saying that, no, we're not ready for a female president, but not because she was a female. It was because of that female.
There was a 30-year hit job against Hillary.
Bingo. Exactly. Yes. I don't think that this nation is opposed to a female leader. I think it was opposed to that specific female leader. Whether or not I agree with it doesn't matter. Like Mason just said, there's been a 30-year hit job on Clinton's, not just Hillary, but Clinton's.
Very true.
Ever since Bill became president, even before. Yeah, no. I think this country would be fine with a female leader, but I think that I think our country had a big issue with that specific female leader. For whatever reason, agree with it or don't, that's...
I can see that. So Sinisha also said here, he's one, he fears, late term abortions when it comes to the left. That's something that he doesn't like. He's like, but I also don't want someone who doesn't act like a child and embarrasses the U.S.
That's fair. What's the definition of a late term abortion?
I think that late term abortion is a disingenuous term because what that is.
That's what I'm asking. I want to know what the definition of a late term abortion is.
Right. So basically, what they are coining a late term abortion, as they say, you can abort up until the moment that baby is even born. So what it actually is, of course, as many people that actually understand how medicine or science goes, that it only really applies to serious medical anomalies, essentially, to where if you or that baby is going to die, if the baby is going to, or if the baby being born is going to kill you, it's, you'll have your sort of anecdotal stories of, well, I was given that option, I didn't take it, and now my son's graduating Harvard, and it's like, yeah, that's like 0.0001% of situations like that could happen. What they're phrasing it as is that you could be, 9 months, just a shade over 9 months pregnant, and then be like, you know what? I think I changed my mind. You know what? Zap it. Take it out.
Right.
That's what they paint the Democrats as wanting, and that's just not the medical definition of abortion.
Can I just make a quick interruption?
Of course.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a straight up tangent, I promise, but it does hold sway with this conversation. The one of the major treatments that the president received as far as COVID goes heavily involves stem cells.
Exactly.
Yes.
Amy Conley Barrett, right? Amy Conley Barrett, the Supreme Court Justice.
Right.
Nominee. Is that her? Did I get her name right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. She's heavily against anything like that, but as they say, rules for me, or
not for thee,
not for me. Give me all the
rules for thee, not for me.
It's
so
like,
Sinisha, so I'll say this right now. Sinisha said that he would have voted for Michelle over these two in a heartbeat.
Amen.
Wait, which Michelle? Like Michelle Bachmann?
No,
Either
no.
I'm assuming Michelle Obama, over these two in a heartbeat.
But Michelle Obama never ran for office, so
he was against Hillary. Brittany was also saying that Brittany was also saying that she was against Hillary as well. Just didn't think that she was the right fit. She also said that the country's so fucked up. And as a woman, even saying this, almost like seeing a woman run this country at this moment in time right now doesn't even seem feasible. That also here, I
feel like that's a ridiculous statement.
So Kathy, mom, hey mom. So she said,
"Hi mom."
Late term abortion really isn't a thing. It's just something that's being used to do away with abortion. That's basically
which
the best way to put it.
I'll say this real fast. I don't understand why people make their political choices or vote based on who or who does not support abortion, simply for the fact that it has been around since birth.
Since biblical times.
Yeah.
You will never get
There's a recipe for abortion in the Bible.
There's nothing you could ever do to get rid of abortion. So it's weird for me as a political stance. So there's my opinion on that. But Brittany, I think when a woman becomes president, we need to be slapped in the face with her presidency. Like, I am woman, hear me roar. I don't know. Just it needs to just happen, and we just need to embrace it and just
but
say, wow, it wasn't that bad. She didn't start a nuclear war because she.
You know what the problem though? The problem is, look at aside from this current presidency, the 8 years before that. Let's look at that. It was a kind of black guy who happened to get the presidency. I don't know. I'm not calling his blackness into question or anything.
He didn't happen to get. He ran one of the most successful campaigns in all history.
He for sure did. It wasn't just a happenstance thing. It was. But what I mean more is the result of it. You didn't have an anarchy. Oh my God, a black guy's president! You didn't have that. It didn't actually happen.
That far away.
There are a lot of people that believe that that's what happened. I am not saying anything other than that, but you didn't just have the outright ridiculousness in the streets and blah blah blah, and there's a black guy. So now that there's not a black guy.
So Sanisha actually said
anything goes.
So he just to kind of go, kind of covering or finishing off at this point right here. Sanisha said men have been fucking up this country for over 200 years. Why not give a woman a shot? Which is true. But the thing is that this is where
I fully agree.
Just like with Obama, it's been a white male for the last 200 something odd years, of course, up until Obama.
And what do we do? There was that slavery thing.
No.
Yeah, don't worry about that part of the history. No. We're glossing over that.
No, so with that being said, people had said that with the campaign, Obama had to run like a squeaky clean campaign because he was going to be the first.
Yes, he did, and you know what? He absolutely did, and he rocked it, and he did a damn good job.
So, and the thing is that when you look at any female president, Hillary already had not the best track record, and she already had a bunch of distaste that was set out for her. And that's probably more of a Clinton distaste.
Yes, no, that's Hillary the thing. Distaste. It wasn't that she was a woman, it's that she had that name.
She's a Clinton.
She had that damn name.
So the next female president that runs, what it has to be is somebody that kind of connects, the way that Obama connected with his people. That campaign's got to be squeaky
you're
clean.
Absolutely right. I believe that.
Yeah, and so just like Trump, and I've said this too about Trump, that campaign that he ran in 2016 was fucking immaculate.
That is the most successful campaign in the history of American politics.
And that's coming from 3 cum guzzlers. That
straight up
the best.
That dude, his campaign for the 2016 election I mean, that will be studied for decades about how successful and how amazing that was.
Well, you've had a lot of news journalists and stuff like that say, if the Democrats were going to ever maintain any success, if they were to win, you got to steal a page from his playbook for how he did it. And that's true. It's how you connect to your base. And the thing that Trump did was he very well connected to his base. In my opinion, it created a cult. That's what I believe. Took it a little too far. But you can steal a page from that on how to connect with your people. And I believe Obama did that in such a way with his base, which was very successful. One of the greatest public speakers you've ever heard. Like him, hate him, whatever. Amazing public speaker.
Yes.
It was ridiculous.
What's odd to me is, so I'm not, I don't believe what I'm about to say, but this is what other people believe. You have this like Obama's presidency, like you've heard plenty of people talk about if a black person was president, like, oh my God.
What if a real no, Obama was a half his
Right.
dad was black. What if a real black person became president?
Oh yeah,
Right.
that yeah.
So, yeah, and so what you have is this like this racist psychology, and it goes into sexism too. Like, could you imagine a woman being in office? And so what it ultimately comes down to, that what I really don't understand is that in major nations, to quell those incorrect, I might add, minds, those minds that can't see past sex or color because of their own ignorance. There are so many examples of powerful female leadership that I don't get how here it doesn't permeate into the brain that it's going to be okay. You have New Zealand. Their leader is I forget her name, but not she. And they had, I think, the most successful coronavirus response. You also have Germany, Angela Merkel. You have, whether or not she's successful, I wouldn't say she was, but Theresa May. So you have all this precedent of our allies, having female leadership. And the reason I bring up race in this is because it is something on the minds of people of white supremacists or white, that they think, could someone that doesn't look like me run this country correctly how I think it should be ran? And so yeah, I guess I don't get why that kind of, and it goes to sexism, like I said before. How can someone that isn't a man properly rule things? But
I think that's exactly it. I think that's exactly it. And all you have to do is look no further. Angela Merkel is the perfect example. The more left side of things likes to portray her as the bastion of the West.
Right.
Not saying she's not, but she kind of is a little bit. The right side of things tries to paint her more as an overreaching government agent.
Either which way, she's the most powerful woman in the world.
So
maybe she is. But getting to more of what you're talking about, Mason, they say the same shit about Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
The exact same shit. And I don't mean that in that I don't think that she's not good. I mean, I'm not a big fan of hers personally. But if you're going to go as far as just the basic numbers, just the dots and all that, she is good at her job. And so is Angela Merkel. And so is the Prime Minister of New Zealand. They are all doing their jobs. Now, whether we like what they do or not, or someone else, if someone wants to say Nancy Pelosi is Hitler or just she hates America or whatever, fine, let them say it. But I still have an idea that she wants her country to be good. just like Angela Merkel wants her country to be good, just like the Prime Minister of New Zealand wants her country to be good. And I think that to Brittany's point, I think that in general there is a lot of there's a big hurdle in the way if you're a woman specifically.
It's a very American thing because other countries don't seem to have a problem with it.
They really don't. They really don't. It seems like, oh, are you qualified? Can you handle this? Great. Deal with it.
So we're going to do just one or two more things here, and then we're going to have to wrap up for the evening. But, there was a lot of talk about Kamala Harris and why she was picked. Some people believe that, Sineesh was saying that she was picked for the color vote.
Well, no, she was picked clearly because Biden isn't going to last 2 months, and Harris is going to be the president after that. So, checkmate, conservatards.
And that was also what the DNC was picking it out for Biden, that Kamala Harris was going to be the running mate. I believe that. I do. I do think that it was a very strategic pick of who they had for vice president. I think you guys are all right, and so
it makes sense.
But
she's a big law and order person, and
there's also
she's also a she. So
there's also a couple things here talking about Nancy Pelosi is the devil. The devil? No. So everything's the devil to your mama. No.
Yeah.
No, so
that's what I hear every time someone says Nancy Pelosi is the devil. I'm just like, yeah, sure she is, buddy.
Well, no. So when Nancy Pelosi, actually, Mason and I were discussing this. I don't think we got this live in the beginning, right whenever we started recording, though, and you'll see that on YouTube later on. We were discussing a little bit about Pelosi. And so my opinion, and that goes right back to the stimulus that, a lot of people are saying one more needs to pass. So there's big negotiations on what that number would be. You guys know that Pelosi's original number
was 0 now, so
now it's nothing. But so it started off at $3.4 trillion. That dropped to 2.4 on her side. It started at $500 billion with the Republicans, and they're up to 1.6. So 2.4 to 1.6 is still what the problem is. I was following a stimulus Reddit, a subreddit about the stimulus check. And it was pretty 50-50, conservatives and liberals just basically talking about what needs to happen, in order to get this passed. And a lot of Republicans were saying they wouldn't go to $2 trillion. And it's like, bro, chalk it up as an L, take it. But I get it. This is now, once you get that close, I believe, once you get you're now 800 billion, you're trying to close that gap to the 2 trillion mark. It becomes this argument almost of, I don't want to concede to the other side. And what I firmly believe, and I'm on them with this now, I think Pelosi played her hand too hard. Now, Mason, I want you to say what you were telling me. Don't say it, man. What you were telling me.
I don't know what to do. Dustin, you say no. Mike, you say yes. What am I saying?
No, you were telling me something before because you were thinking that Pelosi didn't overreach, but you and I were discussing that at first, I said that she played her hand too hard, but you don't think so necessarily. You think that it was just like she's playing hardball like she's been doing the whole entire time.
No, exactly. And one thing whenever I say this, being a liberal, being someone that is more pro Democrat than Republican, I might have this particular bias. But the thing is, what Pelosi is doing is kind of framing it correctly. That if you want to spend $1 trillion, they got the tax cuts in, was it 2017? Like, if you want to spend this much money on things, you better give it to the working class people that are actually struggling. So that's the optics that she's kind of giving. And so it went from, I think what she was pushing for was correct me if I'm wrong, the 2.2 trillion was what she was pushing for.
I think it was 2.4.
2.4.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of done expecting it to be, kind of, are you down?
Well, yeah, because they don't have the Senate right now.
And so,
if we all go out and vote.
If we all go out, exactly, go vote October 13th, early voting starts. So in Texas, as if none of you are from other states, we're all from Texas. Thank you guys. I love you. But
Is there another state?
no, but so Pelosi is kind of coming from a point that makes the Democrats look better than the Republican alternatives because of the fact that we're seeing, people possibly being evicted, if not this month or the month before, this coming month. And the economy is struggling because we don't have that money being pumped into it. I want to add another point that might make Republicans look worse if they don't go along with this, or if they don't condemn Trump for saying what he did, that he's not going to pass the stimulus until he wins. The restaurant, and this is again not like a concrete pillar of the society this exact moment, but it should be kind of like a sort of optic of what we're seeing from this administration. The restaurant that catered to Trump's fundraiser that he went to when he knew he had COVID on Thursday, it was a steakhouse, and he knew again that he had it. Well, now all of that restaurant staff has to quarantine. Now we've all worked in restaurants. We know you don't get steady paychecks. You rely on that shift. You know what I mean? So these are people that are not going to be able to work for 2 weeks, and I don't know if the company is going to be paying them or furloughing them, or if they're going to get or able to get unemployment at that time. Doesn't matter if you get approved for it 2 weeks later, but you still can't buy groceries for 2 weeks. Whatever. The point is,
Hey,
the,
at least you
the
pulled
president
yourself up by your own bootstraps.
the president endangered people, and now they are forced to quarantine for 2 weeks. And so what that gives is kind of an overall sort of hellscape of what the country is going through right now. The people that are still struggling, and you have the administration that what we're seeing even continue this pandemic, that willingly spread it possibly. And these are the same people that are saying, no, we're not going to hear anything more about stimulus for the rest of the country. This is so many people relying on money, relying on hopefully, that when that $1,200 hit, I think that was a lifesaver. Like my heart,
Oh
just like,
yeah.
it helped everything. So basically what I'm saying is Pelosi is at least, and you could even throw Biden to this mix when they say like politics don't care or whatever. Pelosi, Biden, the Democrats are at least pretending to care,
Yes.
and the Republicans have given
Whether or
that
not they actually
they're-
give a shit, at least they're pretending.
right. They're fighting the good fight. And Pelosi again, the role of the Speaker of the House is to kind of take that beating. You're the face of the party, and so
Her face looks like it's been beaten in a few times too.
well, she's been speaker twice, so but no, she's I think doing the right thing, because if you compromise too much, I think what a lot of people expect is us to say like, okay, no, fine, I don't want to argue, whatever you want, we'll do. But I think Pelosi is fighting the good fight that I support, saying like, no, you can do more and you need to do more, because if you can't do more, then that means any sort of tax break in the next year, or if Trump wins re-election, does a tax break, how shitty would that look? How
Right.
awful would that
No,
look?
I think you're right. I think you're right. And
Thank you.
if polling is correct, and this current election goes the way that all three of us would like for it to go, I think that we will see. Unfortunately, I think we'll see a lot of confusion and we should do this, but we can't do that because of this, and whatever. But I do think that it will be good, because I think a lot of the things Pelosi's been trying to get done, if they can get the House and the Senate and the presidency, then there'll be just a.
It'll be a shoe in the door, basically. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty
We say
quickly.
that, but I don't mean to jump up enthusiasm for that, because anything can happen. I mean, there can be some middle of the road Democrats who just I like what you're saying, but maybe
compromise
we shouldn't do this.
and maybe might put a muddle in the works. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, and we're pretty much running out of time here, but when it comes to just kind of topping off what everybody else has said here, I kind of agree with what Mom actually said. She was like, she feels like they don't give a shit, and I think that's the frustration in the American people. I get it, because it's still like you're for those who are unemployed. Yeah, like for those who are unemployed, it's like, well, we need help, and it's like we want to make this a mudslinging fest instead of actually helping the American people for the elected officials.
Here's where I'm coming from. I get it. It sucks.
Oh, yeah.
And neither side gives a shit about anybody.
And especially during the heat. Yeah, especially during the heat.
Basically, we're all in a position of do the best you can, take advantage of whatever you have the ability to, and hope you're doing okay.
Exactly.
And, I hope I didn't talk too much with what I was saying. I was trying to tie it all back in together as one whole coherent point. I know I brought up like multiple things, but I was trying to tie it all together. Ultimately, the affront is the fact that the Republicans are being blatant about the fact that they don't care, and that's not a partisan thing. I'm not saying that because I'm a liberal Democrat or whatever. I'm saying like
that's a very blatant thing.
They're saying they're showing you not just am I gonna I won't say it. I'm just gonna show you that I don't care.
No, it's a very old saying. When someone tells you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, you know what? I enjoyed this open forum thing. Next time we're going to have a call screener come on, so we don't have to do enough cum guzzling. Apparently, we couldn't even.
But I want to do cum guzzling.
Is that the Pee Wee Herman word of the show?
That's it, dude. Like that's all we had to offer.
What happened?
We'll do some call
screening. You just said the magic word.
So, but other than that, you guys can reach us by that number also, through the Facebook comment section as well. I always have that up and running so I can read those responses. I'm probably going to read that until I get a call screener. Also, we are going to be live every week on the T4N podcast on YouTube, also through the T4N podcast on Twitch. Coming from me, Dustin, and Mason, thanks for nothing, everybody.